spring football fans, UFL fans. It is already week 8. 4 more games this week. 2 Saturday, 2 Sunday. Even though we have 3 teams out, each of these games do mean just a little bit of something depending on what the game is. Now some news. If you're interested in going to the UFL Championship game, tickets will go on sale 9 a.m. Eastern Time, May 23rd. So the Thursday of going into Memorial Day weekend, tickets are going on sale. Heading into week 9, which is about what they did last year also. Alright, so let's talk about these games. Game number 1, Saturday, 4 p.m. This game will be on the Fox Sports Network, also on Fox Sports and Sirius XM. The final home game this year for the Michigan Panthers. They host the Memphis Showboats. Now, Memphis needs this game. Michigan needs this game and hopes to still have a chance at having the home field advantage against the Birmingham Stallions in the playoffs. And listen, Panther fans, this is your final home game. You're 5-2. You're in the playoffs. You've won 3 in a row. Can we get 15,000 people at this stadium? I don't give a crap if the Tigers are in town. Can we do that? You have a pretty good team this year. I mean, like I said, I think you're one quarterback away, or getting one hot quarterback away from making a serious run. But either way, Michigan is going to win this game. Memphis has thrown the towel. They threw the towel a long time ago. John DeFilippo, who did a pretty good job last year with the New Orleans Breakers, was given a pretty crappy team, I guess, this year. I'm not sure if he'll be around next year. Maybe I'm willing to give him another year since he was good with the Breakers and was given this team. I don't know, but I will say this. I will agree with my buddy Brett Tierce from the U.S. Football Fans fan page on Facebook, the biggest group on Facebook, by the way. He said something real good the other night. With Daddy Ed, he says next year they need to bring back the win bonuses, and I agree with him. I thought I want them back anyway, but this is the first team I've seen in spring football quit. Last year in the USFL, I didn't see any single team quit. I didn't see any XFL team quit last year. I mean, listen, the Guardians did beat the DC Defenders for their only win in Orlando. And that was probably one of the more exciting games of the year last year. The Vegas Vipers never quit under Rod Woodson. I never saw any team in the AAF quit, so I think they need to bring back these win bonuses because they have quit, and Michigan is going to win this game. It's a shame they have Case Cookers and Toby Williams, who are really good quarterbacks, both are, but they got no offensive line. Their defense has now given up 30 plus points, I think 6 games in a row now. Now listen, Michigan is not an offensive juggernaut by no means. Especially playing 2 backup quarterbacks right now. I'm not sure what the condition of Danny Etley, EJ Perry is going to be. Either way, if you're a defensive coordinator, no offense, Michigan fans, I'm not losing sleep over these quarterbacks. If you're going to stop Michigan, you have to shut down that running game. And Memphis has not shut anything down other than their own engines this year. Michigan is going to win this game. I'm not sure if they score more than 30 points. But I'm going 28-13 Michigan. Second game that day, a primetime game, and thank goodness because this game's in Birmingham, and I'm sure the weather's going to be pretty brutal unlike last week against the Battlehawks, which, listen, St. Louis fans, you got a break last week with that very mild Alabama weather in the month of May. But you got the Houston Roughnecks, who haven't given up, are still playing hard. They still play good defense. I'll play the Birmingham Stallions. I'll protect the stadium. This is going to be an ESPN2 game, the only one I think we have on tap this year for ESPN2. This will be also on ESPN Extra on SiriusXM. This is an 8 o'clock game. Good move. This game needed to be an 8 o'clock game. The Roughnecks, a.k.a. Gamblers, have been tough on this team. The last time they played, Birmingham had no problem with this team. Both these teams can play defense. Problem is, the Roughnecks cannot buy a point. And I see Birmingham going 8-0 this week. And if that's the case, I believe, if you bring the mathematicians, they would clinch home field advantage for the USFL conference game. And I see that happening. Houston just invents ways to lose because they got no offense. They won't have to invent a way to lose this game because Birmingham is just the best team. I'm going 27-9 Birmingham in this one. They probably clinch the home field for the USFL conference game, and that game will pretty much be set going to week 9. All right. Sunday. Game 1. This is going to be a 12 p.m. game on ABC. Also, a ESPN Extra on SiriusXM. DC Defenders, who are on life support right now, going to St. Louis to take on the Battlehawks, who were destroyed by St. Louis at home just a few weeks ago. As I've been saying, I love my Defenders, but as far as Shields Up Nation goes, there's a lot of holes in that Shield right now. They have a ton of injuries. They just don't have the horses. And if DC loses this game and San Antonio wins their game, then the XFL Conference Teams Championship game is set. Many are calling this the game of the week. If you're going to call it the game of the week, I think it's by default. There's really not a game on this schedule that is going to jump out and say, man, I got to watch that game. Well, I'll get your DVR and watch it later. St. Louis just has one thing to worry about: keeping A.J. McCarron healthy. And not just for the Battlehawks, for the league. As I said last week, you didn't realize how important A.J. McCarron was until we thought he went into silence and told everyone he broke his ankle. I took a deep breath because the league and this team needs A.J. McCarron. And if St. Louis wins this game, they clinch a playoff spot, and I believe they will. I'm going to be rooting hard for my DC Defenders. I just don't see it. They don't have the horses. Jordan Ta'amu was out last week with a concussion protocol. DeAndre Francois got hurt in the next play, and we were down to Joe McClendon, who is a good quarterback and I do like, but Jordan Ta'amu was the only thing left in his offense worth talking about. Even though he has some pretty good, decent receivers, he hasn't had a running game. And to be one-dimensional against this St. Louis Battlehawk team, that is a very tall order. And there is no Abram Smith this year. There hasn't been much of a running game. I see St. Louis win this game. Listen, DC will play hard. I won't say they can't win this game. I have no chance, because they do. They do play hard, but the Battlehawks are just a better team. And I'm going 34-16 Battlehawks. I don't think it's going to be much of a game. Hopefully I am wrong. I don't see it. And going on to, let's see, the final game. Of the weekend, Sunday at 4 p.m. Also on Fox Sports, Sirius XM, the Arlington Renegades and the San Antonio Brahmas. Now, the Brahmas need this game to keep up with the Battlehawks. But should St. Louis win their game and knock out DC and San Antonio wins this game, they too will clinch the other playoff spot in the XFL conference game, and then you'll have a battle between whether St. Louis and San Antonio has the home field in the XFL conference game. Arlington is coming in this game at 1-6, just coming off their win. San Antonio is 5-2. And folks, I think this could be very well the upset of the weekend. Even though I wouldn't consider it much of an upset, because I do believe this Arlington team is a lot better than this record shown. And now what? I'm going to pick Arlington for the upset. They have nothing else to play for right now. They're playing for pride. Bob Stoops still hasn't played hard, and Louis Perez is still having an amazing year. Quentin Dormady has been disappointing. Now we see why Chase Garbers was the starting quarterback, because Chase Garbers was having a good year. And you have to ask yourself, with Ben DiNucci out there, I know what Ben DiNucci said, he has no interest in playing the UFL. Why wouldn't you give him a call and try to convince him otherwise? He'd be pretty good with AJ in his AJ Smith system. Heck, if I am the Michigan Panthers, I would also be on the phone calling Ben DiNucci. I'm sorry, Michigan fans, you don't have a quarterback. If I'm a defensive coordinator, I am not worried about E.J. Perry, Danny Etling, Bryce Perkins, or Lewerke. I'm not. Now, I know he'd be a little strange for the Michigan system. I don't think DiNucci exactly fits the system. But what do you have to lose? Especially if you're the Brahmas. A.J. Smith would love to have a guy like him in his offense. But I'm going to take the Renegades in a close game. I'm going 24-23 Arlington Renegades in an upset. I think this could be the game of the weekend. This is going to be a fun game. Listen, if you are a fan of the league and you just want to see some competition drama until the season's end, this is who you're rooting for this week. You're rooting for Michigan to win a game. You're rooting for a Houston Roughneck upset over Birmingham in hopes that you have a Week 10 home playoff game against each other. You definitely want the DC Defenders to win, and you definitely want the Renegades to win. I can only see one of those happening this week, just the Renegades. Let me know what you think, fans. Can the Renegades do it? Does DC have anything left in the tank? Can Houston surprise us? Will Memphis even bother to show up? For the love of football, put your comments down below. I'd like to hear your opinion. We will talk to you later.